Hey everyone, and welcome back to News with Sonic, where we discuss comics, movies, games, and more. My name is Ronnie, and today we're going to be talking about Keanu Reeves joining Sonic 3 and lots of cool stuff about the movie that we're getting. And also, we're going to speak a little bit about Idris Elba, talking about how Sonic 3 is just awesome, and we'll get into that in just a sec. But before we do that, just be sure to like, comment, subscribe, click on the bell notification so you all don't miss anything, and join my Discord. Invitation link to that is in the description, along with the links to my social media, which you can also find in the description box below. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into it because this is really exciting. When I first found out the news about Keanu Reeves joining Sonic 3, I was like, yes, big W. Yes, this is awesome. I totally welcome it, and I'm totally here for it. So Keanu Reeves is going to be joining Sonic 3 as Shadow the Hedgehog. And let me tell you, I think he really fits the role. I think Keanu Reeves has the perfect suave tone of voice when it comes to playing characters like Shadow the Hedgehog, who are kind of edgy. And if you look back to Toy Story 4, he voiced a character in that movie called Duke Kaboom, who was an actual Daredevil kind of toy. And he was, kind of cool. He put this voice and suave to him. He was kind of charismatic, but like over charismatic and overhyped. Kind of looked like he was kind of on crack in a way. But I think if he took that same kind of role and implemented it to Shadow the Hedgehog, but made it more serious and edgy, he can totally pull off Shadow the Hedgehog to the point where we wouldn't even know that it's actually Keanu Reeves voicing Shadow the Hedgehog. So this is really exciting stuff. I mean, he's such a big actor. I love Keanu Reeves. The moment I first discovered him, which was in The Matrix back in 1999, when I saw that movie, like I hadn't heard of him until then, but ever since The Matrix, I'm like, I knew that this actor was just so cool. Let's go ahead and talk about this. Keanu Reeves is speeding along to another franchise with a John Wick star heading to Sonic the Hedgehog 3. He will be voicing the popular character named Shadow, multiple sources tell The Hollywood Reporter. The news comes on the heels of jam-packed CinemaCon presentation from Paramount last week, when the studio debuted the first footage for Sonic 3. This included the revelation that Dr. Robotnik, played by Jim Carrey, was depressed and out of shape after the events of Sonic 2, but gets his groove back thanks to creating Shadow the Hedgehog, a character first introduced in the video games in 2001's Sonic Adventure 2. The character is in many ways the anti-Sonic, dark and edgy, while mirroring the hero's powers. Paramount Sonic's movie franchise dates back to 2020's Sonic the Hedgehog, which overperformed with $319 million globally, becoming a breakout hit in the video game space, a genre that had struggled at the box office, which is true. And I think Sonic the Hedgehog, the franchise, those movies, kind of broke that misconception about video game movies. You always hear how video game movies are just never adapted properly and they never do well. And ever since Sonic the Hedgehog, and then followed by the Super Mario Brothers movie, it just kind of broke that misconception. And now superhero movies are not, like, I wouldn't say that they're stagnant or they're, it's oversaturated. I mean, it is oversaturated, but I wouldn't say like there's a fatigue to it. It's just that if you don't write good materials, people are not going to like it, whether it be a superhero movie, an action adventure, horror, whatever, people aren't going to like it. And now that we finally got a group of people who actually wrote a good script, wrote good movies about a video game character, people are loving it because they can see the respect that they have behind this franchise. So Sonic 2 followed in 2022 and grossed $404 million globally. Director Jeff Fowler is behind all three installments, which voice star Ben Schwartz as Sonic opposite James Marsden as Tom Wachowski, a human pal of Sonic's. So I'm thinking that the third movie, based on what I'm hearing, and from Idris Elba, talks about how the third movie is going to be the best one out of the three, and it's made for the fans, and I think pretty much it's like the third one's going to honor some parts of the video games. So I'm hearing Idris Elba talking about nothing but positive things about the game, and I'm thinking the third one's going to probably gross over 600 million, if not 700 million. This can end up being already a $1 billion franchise, if not a little bit more than that, because adding up the total there, you're already at $724 million right there. So one more movie and you're at $1 billion franchise right there. Reeves has been in a blockbuster mode for the past several years now, last starring in John Wick Chapter 4, and before that reprising his iconic role of Neo for 2021's The Matrix Resurrections. But honestly, that movie didn't do so well. It kind of failed. I mean, his character is awesome and charismatic as much. You know, he can only do so much with a poorly written script, but his character is charismatic and awesome as it is, but you can only do so much with a terrible script. Coming up, he has the roles in Aziz Ansari's Good Fortune, in which he plays a guardian angel, and has a small part as the popular assassin John Wick Presents Ballerina, a spin-off starring Ana de Armas. So that's pretty much it. You let me know your thoughts. Are you excited to see Keanu Reeves play Shadow the Hedgehog? Honestly, I don't even know how much of a video game fan, if he is really if Keanu Reeves is really a video game fan. I don't know how much of a fan he is, but if he is, I'd like to know what video games he'd like to play. It's kind of cool knowing that Keanu Reeves is playing a video game character. I wonder what kind of conversations the producers or the cast hiring team had with Keanu Reeves to convince him to play this role. I think it might have been something about the character that kind of like convinced them, like, yes, this is the role for me. I can totally play this character. So that was my terrible Keanu Reeves impression, by the way. Anyway, that's pretty much it that I got for you today. Thank you so much for watching. You let me know your thoughts about these news. And as always, guys, thank you once again, and I'll see you all in the next comic panel.